You're watching Lynxx 24.
Connecting you to the community.
Welcome to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke, and my co-host, Charitee will be joining me later in the show. Well, our first guests are the new owners of the famous Rudig-Jensen Auto Mall dealership in New Lisbon. Please welcome to the program Bobby Southworth, Derek Nelson, and Jordan Schmidt. Welcome and congratulations on the new ownership.
Thank you.
Wow. So all three of you had some historic journeys with Rudig-Jensen and impacted probably the purchase as owners. Bobby, do you want to start? Maybe we'll go through and tell us a little bit about your story and your history with Rudig-Jensen.
Sure. So I've been there 16 years. I started out as an executive assistant, moved into accounting, and then became a junior partner with Mark and was general manager, and now with these two co-owners and the dealer principal.
Okay. Yeah. So 16 years, that's a
long time.
Long time. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Derek, when did you get involved with?
I actually started back when I was in high school, detailing cars.
Oh, okay.
Got hired there. I've been a little over 13 years now. Been there and started off in detail and just general maintenance of the grounds, taking care of whatever was needed to be done, and then just kept moving my way up into sales as soon as I graduated high school. June 7th, on June 9th, I started selling cars and got my sales license. So.
And you've been selling me cars ever since you've been there.
Yes.
And I was always like, you keep getting Employee of the Month and Top Salesman, Derek. I mean, behind your desk, you always had all these awards. So,
yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
You got an alumni, Boston alumni story on that. Yeah. That's great. And Jordan, your history with Rudig-Jensen.
Sure. So I've been there a little over 10 years. Started in finance and then moved over to the sales manager position. Probably the only sales manager you've ever met that never sold a car before took over that position. And then now rotated over to general manager and owner as well. Okay,
so the big question might be, are you keeping the Rudig-Jensen name, right? So do you want to tell our viewers about that, what you've decided as on ownership?
We've decided we're going to keep it for the time being. We might change it down the road, but Mark worked really hard to build a brand with that name and what it stands for in our community, and we felt it important to leave it as it is for the time being, as long as he'll allow us to. So.
Yeah, and community is a big part of your mission too, as the dealership. So let's move into, you have a grand reopening happening on 9/11. And do you want to just tell our viewers a little bit about the event and all that's going into that with veterans? And so I don't know who would like to start with that.
Yeah, I can start off a little bit on that. We have a lot of family members as well as customers that have military service, and we're strong supporters of our military as well. We wouldn't have the freedoms that we have without them, of course. So my brother as well as my grandfather were in the service. Derek's mom, dad, uncles were in. Bobby's dad, her brother, uncles, and then the Southworth name in New Lisbon has a long history of military service, and they're still in the military. So we're very passionate about that. Our customers, like I said, and even employees as well that have had military service.
That is very inspiring, and very community based as well. So tell us a little bit about the event. What's going to be happening at the grand reopening?
So we're going to introduce the honor guard at 10 o'clock. They're going to proceed with the flag raising ceremony. Then we'll have guest speaker Representative Tony Kurtz, who will be our speaker for the day as well.
Also,
he's a retired vet. Yep.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So we're honored that he'll come and speak for us that day. And then after that, we'll go into the auto mall. There, we'll have it all cleaned out for a fundraising luncheon that the American Legion's going to put on.
Okay, and Derek, do you want to talk a little bit about that, the luncheon, and how that's going to work with the American Legion and what they're fundraising for?
Yeah, and actually what we've done is we've purchased all the food. Rudig-Jensen has purchased all the food, and then we're allowing them to sell everything and keep all the funds raised to put that towards the memorial that's going to be going into town by the dam there, and they're going to put that money towards that. So we're letting them do, their whole event basically. They're, selling the food and everything, putting that on, and then they're going to keep all the funds for that. So that'll be really good for them.
Yeah, great. Giving back to the community.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
tell us a little bit about the campus. Like, what's on the Auto Mall for anybody that might be new to Rudig-Jensen?
Sure. So for whoever's not familiar with us, we have kind of the full automotive campus where we are. So we have the Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram franchises, of course. We have our service department, which is not only limited to those makes. We do service any brand vehicle. Our quick lube is no appointment necessary, and you don't have to have purchased a car there. You can just pull right up. Usually you're in and out in 15 minutes. We do have 2 car wash bays that are the best around, so everybody travels from miles out to come to that car wash, as you know, having the car washes. And then we also have the Abra Auto Body that's right across the street, so that's all under our umbrella. So we're about anything you ever need automotive, we can take care of that.
And after COVID has happened and people, what are you seeing in the automotive industry, or buying cars or new products or things like that are affecting your industry?
A lot of things are starting to become online. We deal with a lot of people online to start with, and then once they come into the dealership, they've already done their homework. They know what they want. So, and then we just assist them along the way with purchasing the vehicle and make sure that they're getting what they're looking for and making sure they understand what they've seen online is correct.
Okay, and how would they do that online? What's your website, Derek?
Our website is www.rudigjensen.com, and then the Ford and Chrysler websites, is a big thing. It's just Ford.com, and then the other website is ramtrucks.com or Chrysler, Dodge Jeep, which one they're looking for. But just our Rudig-Jensen website in general will show you a lot of our makes and models, and we show future vehicles on there and everything. So good place to start, and if you can't do that, you can always give us a call, any other sales department. They'll be glad to help for sure.
Wow, that does make sense, though. People are doing the research and then maybe coming in and viewing and seeing that. And as we're talking as owners, do you have any future events coming up or specials or anything? Like, I know we're going to start with winter, or what starts to happen in the industry during the fall, winter months coming up for you?
It kind of seems like right now a lot of people are starting to come in. A big one is nitrogen in your tires. That's a big deal when winter's coming.
Yeah.
Just because then you don't get the fluctuation in your tires.
Yes, and I just replaced my tires at Rudig-Jensen. I had 62,000 miles on my little car, and I thought I need to have good winter tires. So yeah, I just did that.
Tires,
I
nitrogen.
came to your business.
Yep, got to do that. And then the other thing too is, we see a lot of like fuel filters, things like that for diesel trucks. So oil changes, just getting prepared and ready, for the winter.
Check your battery.
Check your battery. That's a big one. Yeah, definitely.
Preventative maintenance,
Yes.
like your tires, brakes, anything that would leave you stranded in the cold, of course, coming up into winter.
And then maybe some of your product online right now, or product on the lot right now. What do you have out there for viewers?
So the biggest thing right now that people have been excited about is the Bronco. That's kind of been all the buzz lately.
Okay.
And so they brought that back. They stayed true to the Bronco roots, and it's awesome. So it really is an awesome vehicle. It's very, very true to its original form, and so people are excited about that.
And we're going to have 2 demos to start showing people here in the near future.
Okay.
To actually show customers, so that'll be good.
And of course the F-150, that's always the top truck.
That is the
US.
top truck, isn't it?
For
The
the last 40
Best
Okay,
years.
I bought one of those from you,
Yeah.
Derek, and had an F1. Those are really nice trucks.
And
so.
now the electric is becoming a new big thing. So the Mach-E, the Mustang SUV, which is fantastically fun to drive, and the F-150 electric. So there's a lot of exciting things coming.
Right, and you're just, will you go to any like conferences and things like that? Is that somehow you reach out to? I'm just curious myself too personally. Do you get to go and see upcoming stuff that we don't know about yet?
I just got back from Dallas, and that is exactly what I did. Is I was able to see some things that are coming that they showcased to us before making the announcements. So a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah.
A lot of times the auto show as well. You know, the auto shows are nice because they actually show the consumer what's up and coming too. So if if someone in general is looking for that, the Chicago Auto Show, Milwaukee Auto Show, things like that, it's a good place to start if you want to just kind of know what's going to happen and what's coming up in the future too.
Great. Well, anything else before we have about 30 seconds left? Do we miss anything?
We also are buying veterans that come and join us for lunch that day. Their lunch is on us as a small token of our gratitude for all their sacrifices to come in that day and get a lunch on us. So.
And then just go through the date one more time, date and time for the reopening.
It's at 10 o'clock on September 11th, and it's 10 to 1, so it's a 3-hour process there. So.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thanks
Derek,
for having us.
No, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Good luck with everything, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Catering for cast and crew has provided by Strike Zone and Pizzone's in Tomah. Great food and fun for the whole family. Upcoming next is an exciting new entertainment business in Tomah. But first, we want to thank our sponsors. Hometown News is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, The Fun Company Game Room Store, and the Little Cottage Home Decor and more in New Lisbon.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza. Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone at Pizzone's in Tomah. Hardware Hank knows you have projects. Lots of important projects. From paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
At Tomah Health, we provide expert surgical care close to home, including general, orthopedics, and endoscopy.
Tomah Health stands out from other facilities because it's a smaller facility, has easy access. We have state-of-the-art equipment. Patients at Tomah Health in our surgery department compliment us all the time on their quality of care.
Tomah Health offers quality surgical care close to home.
Tomah Health, together in care.
This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is the difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Welcome back. A new and exciting addition to the Tomah entertainment landscape is now under construction, and it's called The Lot. And we have president and founder of Bad Properties in the studio to share the details. So first off, just welcome. I'm so excited to learn about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Yes. So before we get to The Lot and what all of that entails, can you, Anthony, share a little bit about how your background and how you got to the Tomah area?
Okay. My background's in hospitality and food and beverage. Originally from New York City, right outside New York City, Long Island. When COVID hit, kind of threw the whole world for a curveball, obviously, but more importantly for me, the hospitality business got shook up. Through a mix of old relationships that I had, the U.S. government got in contact with me asking if we could put together a program to teach them how to do COVID feeding correctly. So I ended up at Fort McCoy, which is right here locally. It's going to be a year ago in 5 days that we ended up here, teaching the Navy, who was renting the base from the Army at that time, how to institute a COVID feeding program for their boot camp. After about a couple of months and venturing out and seeing the small town of Tomah, me and a couple of business associates of mine, one of them being my partner, who's actually here, and we ended up kind of falling in love with it. The small town feel, got to meet some local business owners. My partner's from Augusta, Georgia, so it's a bigger city too, kind of both looking for like a, you know, relaxed situation. And that's how we ended up here in Tomah. We settled down, we bought a cabin, and we're two business partners living in the cabin in Tomah.
So Anthony, what is The Lot? Walk us through this, The Lot, and how this even happened.
About the first month we were here, we met who was a friend of ours, and the third addition to the group. He's a local in Tomah. His name's Bob Stump. Met him. Him and my partner Andre kind of started shooting some ideas off, and he had this vision of, together they came up with this vision of an outdoor venue with food trucks, so on and so forth. I actually opened one of these in Florida for someone, so I said, wow, that's a great idea. Where are we going to do it? So on and so forth. And then Dimensions, which was a neighborhood place that people apparently, you know, like adored, and it burnt down tragically with the fire. The Lot opened up. And the reason why we called it that is because we just kept referencing it as, look at that lot, look at the lot, wouldn't the lot work? So we started to kind of put our brain power together as the government contract had ended, and we got the ball in motion. We broke ground on it about 3 weeks ago. I see the picture up there, nice. It's a little bit more updated since then, thank God. And we're going to put together a fun family venue place. There's going to be music, there's going to be pumpkins during Halloween time, Christmas trees when it's Christmas time, and as well as seasonal food, different food trucks. Bring a little bit of diversity and convenience to downtown, you know, I think, which is kind of what the town asked us for.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're excited about it for sure.
So you mentioned seasonal food trucks and kind of changing. So how does that work in like other areas? They just all come in. They're not obviously there then every day, or how does that work? How do you decide who comes in? Things like that.
So with having a food and beverage background, we're going to have one of our own stands / trucks there. So that'll be a seasonal kind of, meaning as the seasons turn, you'll see hot apple cider example in the fall, right? In the
pumpkin
winter.
spice coffee.
Exactly.
Everything is pumpkin spice.
And we can tailor a small menu to that. As far as the other, there's going to be 3 other parking spots for different food trucks. So we've been doing research. We have about 14 or 15 trucks on board already, from the Dells, from La Crosse, a couple from Madison, people that, for example, the late night business there for food. So giving them a chance to kind of capitalize on another opportunity to come park. And so they're going to be cycling in. We're going to be creating a calendar. Essentially, there'll be a couple of staples that'll be there certain days. But as long as we have 1 or 2 other food options in, conjoined with ours, we'll be good. Wow. You know, and there'll always be something new going on there, which is nice.
Are you excited for have you heard about the Cran Fest that happens?
Yeah,
I mean,
I was hoping to be open for that. We might miss it by like a week, but I think we might clip like October 1st. I heard Cran Fest is quite the.
It's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
100,000+ people, right?
Oh,
just come to this little spot, Warren's, and you have to get something up, even if it's like a picnic table. Sell something cranberry.
I already have picnic tables in there.
Sell cranberry coffee.
Absolutely.
My gosh, it's
And like I said, and just the community, everyone we met down here was such a tight-knit community. Once it got out, we were trying to create some sort of like, let's not really leak it what it is, but meeting, it's small town again. As soon as everyone's been like so supportive, even the other business owners, I became friendly with, all the owners of the bars and the restaurants down there. They're supportive of it, which is great. And we're excited. We're excited because we just spent, like I said, a year doing government contracting. This is kind of a passion project for all of us. Yeah, that's actually a picture of one very similar to what we're going to be doing. It's a friend of mine owns that in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, so that's just to give you kind of a look about it. I helped him design that one.
Like a vision.
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially what it's going to be. So we're, like I said, we're super excited to get it going. The town's been great. We're getting all of our permits kind of shot through little by little, and excited.
Do you have a general website, or where would you like viewers to go to find more information?
So right now, Bad Properties, which by the way, that's a BAD is for Bobby, Anthony, and Dre. So that's why.
Oh, it's an acronym.
It's an acronym. I didn't want to say the wrong word. We also other than that lot, we bought a couple of other investment properties. So it's called under that blanket right now. But if you go to badproperties, plural, inc.com, you'll see all the updates. And the Instagram is @badproperties, which is really where we're keeping people.
That's our social media platform.
Yes,
it's going to be the Instagram.
That's how you guys found me.
Yeah, I heard our producer drove by and contacted
And I said,
you.
absolutely. I said, let's roll with it. It's great. Yeah. We're also looking, if I can say, for other food trucks. If anybody's interested to join in, there's plenty of spots open as far as late night. If anyone has local food trucks in the area or anybody wants to kind of reach out, we're looking to build a community base around. Like I said, it's a passion project for us, kind of a, situation of being able to give back. We lived here. I had 270 staff members from all over the country, literally here for that project, and everyone fell in love with it. It was just such a welcoming town, and that's why we ended up here. We're excited to do it.
Would you ever imagine that you'd be in Wisconsin?
No, I never would have imagined, honestly. But I couldn't be happier to be here.
Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you
I look really forward to being able to experience it and come to the lot.
The lot, there it is.
Encouraging Thoughts is next. Stay tuned.
This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is the difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
At Tomah Health, we provide a variety of surgical services, including general and orthopedics.
We do a variety of different things, from orthopedics, generalized surgeries, even specialty ones too.
Patients at Tomah Health in our surgery department compliment us all the time on their quality of care.
Whether it's a total joint replacement to get you back to doing the things you love to do, helping clear cataracts so you can see those you love the most, or helping deliver a new baby.
Tomah Health offers quality surgical care close to home.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I really don't feel like cooking, so...
the best pizza. Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone and Fazzone's in Tomah.
What's the more in the little cottage home decor and more? Fashion. Shopping is fun at the little cottage. Update your look and discover more at the Little Cottage Home Decor and More, New Lisbon.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Hardware Hank knows you have projects, lots of important projects, from paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
With the anniversary of 9/11 soon approaching, many can feel the stress of remembering the tragedy of that day and the years that followed. So for this episode of Encouraging Thoughts, Charitee are going to look at what we can do to lessen stress, talk a little bit about stress, and how to feel more healthy socially and emotionally.
Exactly. And I think you have a really good viewpoint on this. through your role as a school counselor. And I know you've worked with kids from younger ages to older. You were my school counselor, and I knew you helped me through some things. So
thanks, Charity.
Yeah, no, I still remember some of our talks. So do you mind I feel like you would have a great talk about it and being able to really get into it.
So first of all, I'd like to talk about that stress. When we even say the word stress, that's a chemical that your body's producing. It's called cortisol, and it is pretty toxic. So it's going to affect your immune system. It's going to affect your feelings. And I don't know if people understand this, but your feelings, your emotions are all chemicals. So that's coming, so a little biology here, viewers. So your brain, if you kind of open up your brain, Charity, and in the center you have your hypothalamus and your amygdala, and so that's kind of the core center. And I think it's the hypothalamus, and it's a very check, but that produces the chemicals of your feelings. And so those are, as in every cell in your body, your hair, your bones, your muscle cells, all of those have like a little, cell wall, right, in biology, and the chemical of those feelings come into the cell and take that little cell over. So if you're stressed or you're sad in your legs and in your arms and in your heart and in your, so every part of your body is kind of feeling that emotion. So stress, not understanding stress or what it physically is doing to you can really make an impact and, can really affect you physically.
Absolutely.
And that's how people can get sick more easily. And so you want to keep thinking about, like, how do you de-stress that? How do you handle those feelings and emotions?
Definitely. It's a good point, because I can tell too, on days at work when I'm getting extra stressed or trying to meet a deadline, my muscles almost feel heavier, or I just feel very like, oh, I can't keep up today. And like you said, it's just your emotions taking over your body that you don't realize that it's having that physical effect on you. So I'm going to say one of the things that I like to do that helps me is to eat and drink healthy, to optimize my health, to stay up to date. Like, I have a jug that holds like 64 ounces of water that I try to drink at least one a day to keep going and staying healthy.
That might be almost the biggest, the easiest, and like the free way to handle thing is drink your water. So many people are dehydrated, and that helps clear out those chemicals and things like that. So that's a great point, Charity. Another thing, as a counselor, is really you should talk about how you feel. Tell somebody what you're stressed about, what you're worried about, because when you talk it and you talk it through, you're getting it through your mind, you're thinking, and recognizing. So recognize how you feel, express how you feel.
Oh, absolutely. And never feel bad for feeling the way you do.
That's a great point.
Every feeling is valid to each person. We're all feel things differently in a different, even the same situation. You may feel one way, I may feel the other. So never feel bad to express how you feel.
Right, and your feelings are, like I always say to the children and the students I work with, are like the weather. They come and go. It's stormy, it's cloudy, it's sunny, it's rainy, it's breezy, it's chilly, and you kind of have to cope. Like, how do you deal with that weather pattern or that event that's happening? And sometimes our own personal choices can get us into stressful situations, like, substance abuse, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, things that aren't helping us nutritionally or not getting enough sleep. So those might be some personal choices that if we kind of reevaluate that some of that stress, like, okay, so healthy, happy choices.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit more happy, healthy life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you never realize where you may not be directly affected by a certain event, but it might trigger something else, like a different memory that has just one connection to that. And then all of a sudden that's where you get taken away, where somebody else is like, well, that makes no sense, has nothing to together, but it does to you. And so many different factors play into it as well. So usually if I've had a long day, one of my key things to do is I go to the gym and I like to go for a long run. Exercising is one of my key things to help just decompress.
Yes, that's an excellent point. So exercise is another huge part of your walking is free, isn't it?
Yes.
Running. So get some good shoes. All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining us on your hometown news, Charity, where we're connecting you to the community.